Hello, it's Brendan from techbuzzireland. Today we have the Yubico 5NC NFC and we have the Yubico 5CI. And I suppose in essence the Yubico are designed to protect your online accounts from phishing and account takeovers using two-factor authentication. And two-factor authentication is actually just using two different logins. So one could be a password and one could be a physical hardware. It could be software. This particular thing is like a security key. It's the security key using the Yubikey. One thing probably you'll find is an awful lot of media things about an awful lot of accounts being hacked or passwords. So if you continue to use your same password more than a couple of months or used on multiple sites, there's a very good chance somebody somewhere has your site, has your login, your details, which is equivalent to leaving your car door open in the background. So I suppose the first thing we'll look at on the Yubico itself, one thing we'll see is they're physically strong. So being physically strong, the idea is you attach it to your back of your keys and you roll out as normal. Obviously USB-C, so I can plug that straight into my Android phone. Obviously I've got an iPhone, I've got the other option and my standard. This is not a fingerprint, it's just a touch contact, just to clarify there at the moment on that particular one there. And once you set up the Yubico itself, before you go setting it up and before you do, the most important probably thing is deciding what do you want to protect and why are you protecting some information. So it could be compliance, it could be your own information, and once you get an understanding to say is what do you need to protect, at that stage then you can decide how to do it. And sometimes it's compliance, sometimes it's regulations, sometimes it's just good practice. It is good practice. Most corporate companies will have their own methodology. This one is based on physical hardware, so it's something you know and something you have to authentication. These particular ones will actually work with the likes of, you can use some password managers also, 1Password, Dashlane, Premium Keeper, LastPass, Premium. So some of them I've just mentioned are premium password managers. So when you go on, you use this to log into a password manager as a hardware and then it connects directly. So you wouldn't be inclined to go directly to your Facebook, your LinkedIn with this. You could on certain with LinkedIn, it's more of a software based key code, so you'd actually go to a third party, a password manager, to connect it to your site. And that's kind of a quick review of what you're trying to achieve there at the moment. Obviously strong touching on those. So I suppose, what do you want to protect? So for me, I suppose today I'm just going to give an example of say my Google account that I want to put two-factor authentication. We're all probably familiar with a bank. They'll send us a text to confirm it. There might be software options available also, but this is the hardware version. So we'll just go to your typical Android phone, and so this is your typical Android phone. Nothing there. So we can go straight into it, or we can just take the long way into it to figure out how we do it. And this means it'll actually show us how we do all of them. So we'll go settings. And I mentioned I'm going to do my Google account. So my Google account, I'm going to go security. So I kind of get lost in here and I think, oh, what's going on? But with anything you're using, there's always the help. So actually what we're going to do is going to enroll it. Enroll your security key. So we're going to enroll, are we going to use the phone bin security and remove trusted computers, install Google's authentication? We're going to use the so use two-factor authentication, which is basically, one is example your normal password and a second one is the second question that should normally happen there. Use compatible phone in security by other concept Android. So we're going to enroll a security key. If you get stuck at any stage and you've got a different type of phone and you're not really sure and you want to connect it up onto the system, the easiest way is just basically to go to help. So when the software changes on your phone, you can just find the same things. So it's going to continue, confirm it with my own details. So got your key, make sure your key is with you, but not connected to the device. And what I'm really doing now is I'm following Google itself. They're telling me what to do. use a key with the Google thing. So set up on the Chrome account, set up by Google. I'm just inserting the key. Touch the security key. And it's allowed there. So Google is now authentication, the two-factor security key. You from now on you'll be able to use two. So all I've actually done there is I've put in the new key and paired it directly to my Google account. And we've got it done. Choose a security key. You can choose to use a Bluetooth security key on the so what we'll do is we'll be able to enable the Bluetooth on one of my phones. Once it's set up initially with one particular, I can add security keys, and what I can then do is add this particular phone, and again I can use the USB-C directly into my phone. So the same process as when I go in, I tap it, ensure it's on connected. So once they're connected in the back of the phone, for example, on my essay in this situation, I plug it in. Once it's set up, it's configured. I go away, I use it as normal. When I come back to it, log in again in a week's time or tomorrow, later on in the afternoon, it'll ask me to confirm it, just making sure that I'll just plug this in as normal. Obviously, if I had an iPhone, it would be a different type of connection, but I would just plug it in there. The other one does not need to be left in the key thing on the laptop. Instead, it'll ask me now and again when I'm trying to log in just to prove who I am. So instead of actually re-entering my password, as I would often do, I might put in some details and then it'll go to verify. Noting again, this is not a fingerprint. This is just a contact that's making within the computer itself for the hardware authentication. And that's it from the TechBuzz Ireland, the Yubico 5NC and the 5CI. Obviously the NFC can work on both. The other one is specifically for your Android, your iPhone, etc. Thank you for watching TechBuzz Ireland.